Hello everybody, I'm going to do a tutorial on how you use Windows Movie Maker. This is part 1. Anyway, to get started, the first thing you need to do is actually find and install Movie Maker on your computer. This is a site you go to. Naturally, for me, the easiest way to get there, if I don't know what it is, I just type Windows Movie Maker 2.6 in my search engine and then search for it. In this case, it's the first site that comes up. It's at www.microsoft.com. So I just click that and go straight to it. And then over here on the right is the download link. You can click that and save the file to your computer. Once the file is saved, then you'll want to execute the file to install Movie Maker. Once Movie Maker is installed, you can just run it. It'll put an icon on your start menu, and sometimes it'll put one on your desktop. And this is what you'll get. And this here is called the collections window. And here's where you add objects that you want for your video. One way to do it is you can just go click File and then Import into Collections, and then navigate to the directory where you have all your images stored. In this case, I actually created a special directory and then copied all my images and video and music into that directory, so I don't have to look everywhere to get stuff. So I'm going to click the first image called Collage and import that. And then I'm going to show you the other way I use in order to import stuff. First, you need to go to the directory where you stored everything. And if you hold the Control key on your keyboard, you can click each of the items you want. That's the music file, and these are the image files. And there's a video file down here I want. Once everything's selected, I just grab one of them and hold the mouse key down and drag it over to the collections window, and it'll import all of them. When it imports videos, it'll create a subdirectory over here which has the same name as the video. And then under the main collections window is all of my images and my music. This down here is called the storyboard. You can select each item in the storyboard and add stuff. Naturally, you need to start with the first one, so for this one I'm just going to add a startup title. So I'm going to click Tools and then Title and Credits, and then up here it says Add Title at the beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And say, and one day Jerry came to town. Now this is a default background blue on white sans serif text, and I want to change the background. So down here I can change the text and font color. The background I want a darker orange, and then the font I want to change to comic. So I'm going to click this, and then if I press the letter C, it'll take me to the C's, and then here's comic, and it gives it a nice happy look. So that's all I really want for the start. I'm going to go ahead and click Done. And the next thing I want to do is introduce Jerry, so I'm going to go find an image, and here's one of him right here. And the way I want this to work is in the first storyboard block, I want this to fade in, so I'm going to right click that text image and then click Fade In. And then right click it again and fade it out, and it'll fade out, and then right click the image and then click Fade In. And right click that and click Fade Out. So now it'll fade into the text and then fade out, and then the image will fade in. And generally it just fades to black. Now I want to add another text clip right here, so click on that storyboard block and click Tools, Titles and Credits. And actually the way this works, I just found out, is you have to actually click the storyboard block to which after you want to add text. So I'm going to click on Jerry's picture right here and then click Tools, Titles and Credits, and then click Add Title after selected clip. So, and everybody was so happy. Okay, so the background and the font color is fine, so just go ahead and click Done. And then right click the new one, the new text block, and click Fade In. I'm not going to click Fade Out on this for a particular reason. which I'll explain in a minute. Okay, so this will fade into this text block and then fade out and then fade into Jerry's image and then fade out and then fade into this new text block here. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to add a little video clip right here. So I'm going to go to my video, and there's about 6 seconds worth of video that I want, which starts at about 2:15. So I'm going to click play on that. Okay, it starts right there, so I'm going to click this little button right here. Allows you to splice the video at that point, and the button next to it lets you take an image of take a picture of the current image in the video, and you can add it to your collections. Anyway, I'm going to splice it. Okay, so this is the rest of the video from my splice point on. Now I want about 6 seconds, so I'm going to play this. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to splice it right there. So my last splice is everything from the splice point to the end of the video. My first splice is naturally the first 2 minutes of the video. And then here in the middle is a little 6-second clip that I want. So I'm going to take that and drag that down here to the storyboard. And what I want to do with this is I don't want to fade in, fade out transition so much. I want kind of a merge transition, which it's actually pretty easy to do. I'm going to click on the timeline. This is the button that allows you to switch between show timeline and show storyboard. Anyway, I want the timeline, and then over here I'm going to zoom in on the timeline a little bit. And this shows you how much time each segment takes in the storyboard. So this here, Venice 2, I'm going to click on that, and then I'm just going to kind of drag it. You can see at the bottom there's a blue bar that shows an angle off to the left, and that shows you how long the transition is. So I'm going to make this kind of lengthy. I guess that's good. And you can see there's kind of an overlay. I can also shrink this video segment down if I want. I guess I can expand it. I'm not entirely sure. I've never actually tried to expand it. I have shrunken them though. But video clips, since they're video, I don't know if it'll slow the video down or just not allow you to do it. Anyway, you'll have to play with that and see what it does for your video. Okay, now I'm going to go back to storyboard and then click this button right here to take me to the very beginning of the storyboard. And this button right here will allow me to preview it. Yeah, that worked great. Okay. So I'll go back to the beginning. And on this clip I want it to fade out. I noticed it didn't do that. Now the next thing I want to do is add some music. So I'm going to go back to the main collections window, and then I got to go to the timeline. And right here, I guess our video is only about 18 seconds long. So I'm going to play this. I guess I'll play about 20 seconds of it. You could probably just grab this and scroll it to the point you want. But I'll just play it because I get a little bit more of an accurate kind of idea of where it's going to splice. And then you can splice audio files too, so I'm going to splice this right here. So my new splice is actually everything from the song file to the end, and then my old one file up here is the first 20 seconds. So that's what I want, is just the 20 seconds. So I'm going to come down here and drop that into the timeline. You can drop it in pretty much any point that you want. I'm going to put it at the beginning. And then over here, you can actually drag the length of the song and make it shorter. Line it up with the end of the video. And then I'm going to right click the song here and then click fade out. That way the volume will fade away. Okay, so that concludes this part of the tutorial. You'll need to look at part 2 in order to see the rest of what I was going to talk about.